Now, let me address what is deemed acceptable criteria for a student transfer. At the top of the list would be a student who has applied and been accepted into a specialty or career and tech education program, such as biotechnology, international baccalaureate, performing arts, and several more. These programs are hosted throughout the entire county of Prince William County Schools. The student must apply within the established deadlines and be accepted into the program prior to their submission of their transfer. If a student is dismissed from a specialty program, they will be required to return back to their base schools for the completion of their education. If a student decides they no longer want to participate in the chosen specialty program, they must submit a statement in writing and or complete a rescinded transfer form. Specialty coordinators of the requested school must be notified of this change, as well as the school registrar, for data and accountability purposes. Please note, the student's participation in any sports activities may be affected, and they may be forbidden to participate in such activities until the following school year. Another reason is parental employment in the Prince William County Schools industry. Parents who are employed by Prince William County Schools must be full-time employees, although they do have the option to request enrollment for their child to attend school at their work site or the nearest location. This will be dependent upon the current capacity of the requested school, which leads to our next option. A student is leaving a school that is significantly overcrowded. These families have the option to attend a different school that would be deemed significantly under-enrolled based on an overcrowded scenario. This information is usually disseminated on the Prince William County Schools website under the student transfer section. Extenuating circumstances can vary greatly. However, students who have specific health issues, physical and or mental, must complete a health information form accompanied with appropriate supporting documentation, such as a medical and or psychological reports completed by a medical professional. This includes, but is not limited to, students who experience specific emotional needs as well. Also under the category of extenuating circumstances would include students who have been victimized, bullied, part of violent situations. They will also have to provide either a written or detailed statement and or a police report or some other supporting documentation that will substantiate this request. Families who are homeless or who have been displaced due to fire, divorce, abuse, and several other circumstances will also be considered for student transfer. They may also be offered additional services and resources as a means to accommodate the family. If a student moves in the middle of the school year based upon the discretion of the school administrator, they may be given the option to complete the school year at their current school, which is now the requested school, and then attend their new base school the following school year. So in other words, if you have a student that is currently attending your school, they've been enrolled there all year, in the middle of the school year, their family moves to a different location, which is now currently outside of their district. Basically, at this point, your school now becomes the requested school, or may continue to be the requested school. In either case, a student transfer has to be submitted, again, with supporting documentation that gives valid reason for that student to be there. It is a choice whether administrator allows them to be there for the rest of the school year, or if they are still going to continue to be part of the specialty program that's hosted at your school. Another reason is if a student is taking a course that their base school does not offer, such as a specific foreign language, AP Scholars course, Russian, Arabic. These types of classes are not hosted at all Prince William County schools. So those schools that do offer those types of courses Students who are interested and eligible to participate in those classes, they also have the option to be able to submit a student transfer request. They have to be eligible, though, in order to participate. If a student has a specific IEP accommodation that cannot be fulfilled at the student's current base school, that student may be eligible for a student transfer. Students will be allowed to submit a transfer to participate in a JROTC program only when their base school does not have an established JROTC program. And finally, senior status. If a 12th grade student has attended your current school in previous years and wants to complete their senior year and graduate from your school, but has moved from out of your district, so now you have no longer become the base school, but now you become the requested school, they can submit a transfer under this stipulation, which is called senior status, and it will be considered under the discretion of the school administrator. Let me be specific. This does not apply to students who are seniors and have been withdrawn or dismissed from a specialty program. So if they have rescinded their transfer because they no longer wanted to be part of the specialty program, or they have been dismissed out of the program because they failed to meet the criteria of that particular program your school is hosting, they are not eligible for senior status. They cannot come, even if they have been there for the past 3 years, they cannot stay that additional year. It would have to be a situation where either they have physically moved to your school's district and they can show 3 valid proofs of residency to substantiate that. Other than that, that will not be an option, again, unless the school administrator decides otherwise.